and you're going to be gluing magnets to the back. And remember, the E6000 will just eat through the paint and it won't adhere. So we only want to do the fronts of all these pieces. Once these are all painted, I want you to bake them at 200 degrees as well. Okay guys, now we're completely done. I've taken off all my clips after 24 hours. And what we're going to do is we're going to paint it. I've given you guys white paint and a light taupe, which is what is in the original samples. You can paint them any color you want. You don't have to do them my colors. So this one, I think I'm going to do a really, really pale blush pink and a taupe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the whole thing. Don't worry about it getting on the brass appliques. That's okay. I'm actually just going to cover them one coat because this is going to take several coats, just like with anything. Nothing covers one. And once you have all of your base coats done, and they're all dry, then go back and paint your accent color on your appliques. If you want, you can do the whole thing one color. Actually, now that I think about it, I might do this entire thing one color because I think it'll be kind of cute. But that's your decision, whatever color you want to paint it. You can do the inside and the outside. And once these are completely painted and dry, you can paint all of your frames, whatever colors you want, and your 3 roses for your magnets. I'm going to probably do about 3 coats on these as well. So when everything is done being painted, it's completely dry, we're going to revisit them and we're going to start our waxing technique. Now, once your piece is completely finished drying, I've painted my bucket just all blush pink, the entire thing. Once your buckets and your little frames and your roses are completely dry, what we're going to do is we're going to take a rag and we're going to go and use our clear or light wax first. So I'm going to use the light paste finishing wax that I got at Home Depot, and I'm going to cover the entire piece everywhere with this wax. And it's going to take a while. It's not necessarily very fun, but we have to do it. We want to prep it. So once you get your piece covered, you can wipe it off a little bit, but you just want to have that coat of your clear wax. Once that's all done, we're going to come back and we're going to use the dark wax. Okay. I want to apologize for the crows outside fighting with the parrots and the palm trees. I have the windows closed, but there's nothing I can do, so I hope you guys can hear me. So what we're going to do now is I've covered the whole thing, including the inside, with the clear wax, and I'm going to go in sections with my dark wax, and I like to use a small brush to get into these nooks and crannies. It's a lot quicker and a lot easier than using the soft cloth. We'll use the soft cloth later. So I'm just going to get in there underneath. It goes right over the glue too. I mean, I left my glue. I didn't even clean it up because it doesn't really matter when you're doing this type of thing. I just painted right over it. The glue's pretty porous. It picks up the paint. And I'm just going around all the little areas. All right, so I'm just going to stop at that part, and I'm going to go and get my soft cloth, and I'm going to put it back in the clear wax and get some on my towel, and that's how I'm going to take it off. You have to do it this way. And see how it's starting to look? It looks fantastic. I love this look. I just finished some cuffs that I did like this. And you can buy all of your brass, Victorian brass pieces like I get. You can buy them from Diana Cooley. She's always at the Urban Barn. Now she started doing Whimsy. She's going to be at the next Glitter Fest. And I don't sell the brass pieces, but Diana does. And you can get everything I have, she has. Pretty much. Sometimes I get different things, but anyway, you see how I'm doing it. You can take off as much as you want or as little as you want. It's really up to you. Now I'm going to finish the whole thing, and when I'm done, I'll come back and show you guys, and you should be done with yours. And I also want you to do the same thing on your little roses and all your little frames. All right, now that we've finished everything, looks pretty good. I like it. I even did the inside. It's kind of messy, but I like it like that. The next thing we're going to do is our little frames, and we're going to use our E6000. Make sure your glass is clean. And we're just going to put it along the edges, kind of overlap where the seam is from the solder. I used a good amount of glue. And I'm going to take this, remember we didn't paint the backs, and I'm going to set it right where I want it, like that, on the top. You can clamp it if you want. And let them sit 24 hours. Remember, you can clean that glue up afterwards if you want to with a Dremel brush tool or with a needle. You can pull it out. But wait till it's dry. And then once all that is done, I gave you guys magnets. And you just use your E6000 and place your magnet on the back. You can put one or two depending on what you're comfortable with. And let that sit for another day or so with the magnet so that the magnet cures really well and dries. And then you guys are done. And that's how you do your buckets and your magnets. And you can use this technique on just about anything, I think. I use it on everything. So anyway, I hope you guys had fun, and hopefully I'll see you next month.